Ayaw din kasi niya ng United Kingdom ipagamit yung kanilang military bases para sa offensive laban sa Iran. So sabi dito sa report ng Bloomberg, mga kababayan, just to give you the overview ng mga kaganapan, as prophesied in the Word of God, that wars and rumors of wars will come in the last days. Pati yung mga magkakaalyado, this time mga kababayan, hindi na magkaintindihan. Of course, alam natin, kanya-kanya sila kasing interes. Hello po mga kababayan, si Dante Maravillas. I-share ko po ito sa inyo mga kababayan, yung mga sabi nga, screaming headlines may relasyon po sa Middle East crisis spreading all throughout the region, and we just hope hindi ito mauwi sa World War III, mga kababayan, kasi ngayon pa lang abang sinasabi ng ating mga authorities, defense officials especially, na walang direct threat sa atin ang conflict sa Middle East on the military side, pero sa economic impact. Kaya nga po, todo ang pag-anda ngayon ng ating gobyerno because of the economic impact nito. Epekto po sa supply ng ating petroleum, kung saan mga kababayan, it is expected next week mga around 10 pesos per liter ang magiging increase sa presyo po, mga kababayan, ng diesel. Tapos mga 4 pesos ang increase, more than 4 pesos per liter sa gasoline. So ganoon ang situation, mga kababayan. O ngayon, i-update ko muna po kayo, mga kababayan, sa mga kaganapan doon sa Middle East. Na ang sabi dito sa balita, big one is coming. Ayan. Big one coming. Fierce as war zone spreads. Patuloy na lumalawak, mga kababayan, ang conflict. So sabi dito, mga kababayan, sa balita, US President Donald Trump is not ruling out sending US troops into Iran and warned a new big wave of attacks is still on the horizon. So ang ipapadala na siguro, ground troops na. Pati yung Israel, siyempre, magpapadala ng ground troops para i-intensify nila yung operations laban sa Iran. So sabi dito sa balita, we have not even started hitting them hard. The big wave has not even happened. Sabi po ni President Trump sa report ng CNN. O ngayon, yung Iran, mga kababayan, threatens to strike all economic centers in the Middle East. Gusto niyang idamay buong Middle East, mga kababayan. Ang objective, sabi nga natin, ng Iran, magalit yung mga neighboring countries na mga Arab at bumaliktad ng support. Gusto nilang i-blame sa Israel at saka sa US ang nangyayaring kaguluhan. Nasa totoo lang po, mga kababayan, ang Iran ang nagsimula nito. Ever since 47 years ago, lagi silang sumisigaw ng death to Israel, death to America. At sila po ang major sponsor ng terrorism all throughout the world. So basically, they want to force the neighbors to intervene, na makisawsaw at bumaliktad, mga kababayan, appealing to the emotions ng mga Muslims na dapat sila magkaisa para labanan ang Israel at saka Amerika. Ngayon, nagagalit po si Trump kahit sa kanyang mga kaalyado na European countries like Spain, kasi po ayaw ipagamit yung kanilang military base. Ito yung balita, mga kababayan, ngayon. Sabi dito, we're going to cut off all the trade with Spain. We don't want anything to do with Spain. Nagpupuyos na pahayag ni US President Donald Trump. Galit siya sa Spain kasi ayaw ipagamit yung military base. Sabi kasi ng Spanish government that the US has neither used nor will it use Spanish military bases to conduct attacks against Iran, insisting Madrid maintains full control over its sovereign facilities. So ito, pakinggan natin yung naging payag ni Trump.
Spain has been terrible. In fact, I told Scott to cut off all dealings with Spain. First of all, it started when every European nation, at my request, paid 5%, which they should be doing. And everybody was enthusiastic about it, Germany, everybody. And Spain didn't do it. And now Spain actually said that we can't use their bases, and that's all right. We could use their base if we want. We could just fly in and use it. Nobody's going to tell us not to use it, but we don't have to. But they were unfriendly, and so I told him that we don't want to. Spain has absolutely nothing that we need other than great people. They have great people, but they don't have great leadership. And as you know, they were the only country that in NATO would not agree to go up to 5%. I don't think they would have agreed to go up to anything. They wanted to keep it at 2%, and they don't pay the 2%. So we're going to cut off all trade with Spain. We don't want anything to do with Spain. And I'm not, by the way, I'm not happy with the UK either. That island that you read about, the lease.
Pati kay Starmer,
for whatever
galit siya.
reason, he made a lease of the island. Somebody came and took it away from him. And it's taken
United Kingdom.
3-4 days for us to work out where we can land there. It would have been much more convenient landing there as opposed to flying many extra hours. So we are very surprised. This is not Winston Churchill that we're dealing with.
Ayaw din kasi niya ng United Kingdom ipagamit yung kanilang military bases para sa offensive laban sa Iran. So sabi dito sa report ng Bloomberg, mga kababayan, just to give you the overview ng mga kaganapan, as prophesied in the Word of God, that wars and rumors of wars will come in the last days. Pati yung mga magkakaalyado, this time mga kababayan, hindi na magkaintindihan. Of course, alam natin, kanya-kanya sila kasing interes yung mga bansa in Europe, kahit kaalyado ng Amerika. May kanya-kanya silang interes kasi sa Middle East. Kasi yung Middle East, mga kababayan, nandyan yung stocks ng petroleum. So sabi dito, Donald Trump escalated his criticism of Prime Minister Keir Starmer, saying he has not been helpful and that the relationship is obviously not what it was. So ibig sabihin, hindi na maganda yung kanilang relasyon. Kasi dati, sa mga previous engagement ng Amerika, laging katandem niya yung United Kingdom. Kasi yung Amerika po, dating anak siya ng United Kingdom, British Empire. Kaya it is considered as a child ng Amerika o ng United Kingdom. Kaya galit si Trump kay Starmer. Sabi ni Trump, Starmer is no Winston Churchill. So sabi dito, US President Donald Trump has brutally mocked the leader of one of his country's closest allies as relations fray over the Iran conflict. Hindi kanya tulad ni Winston Churchill na kasangga palagi ng Amerika noon. Kasi sabi dito, si Starmer nagsabi na yung United Kingdom did not take part in the US-Israel attack on Tehran because any British military action niya must have a viable, thought-through plan, and he did not believe in the regime change from the skies. So sabi dito sa balita, mga kababayan ng Sky News, during the White House meeting with German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, President Trump vented frustration that the US had not been able to land its military jets at the UK's strategically important airbase, Diego Garcia. So sabi po ni Trump, I'm not happy with the UK, President Trump said unprompted during a portion of the meeting that was open to the press. So sabi ni Trump, it's taken 3-4 days for us to work out where we can land. It would have been much more convenient landing there as opposed to flying many extra hours. So we are very surprised. Dati kasi, mga kababayan, sa nakalipas na mga dekada, laging kasangga ng Amerika sa anumang laban yung United Kingdom. Pero ngayon nabago with Starmer. So sabi dito, the UK has for decades prided itself on its relationship with the US, aided by leaders such as Mr. Churchill, Margaret Thatcher, and Tony Blair, cultivating strong relationships with their counterparts Franklin D. Roosevelt, Ronald Reagan, and George W. Bush. Kaya sabi ni Trump, mga kababayan, it's very sad to see that the relationship is obviously not what it was. He said he never thought he would see the United Kingdom become a reluctant partner niya, and instead he praised on France and Germany. Ngayon, dumipensa si Starmer sa pagsasabing he had to judge what it was in the UK's national interest niya. That is what I have done, and I stand by it. Nanindigan sa kanyang una ng pahayag na ayaw niyang ipagamit yung military base nila para maka-landing at makapag-refuel ang Amerika. So sa latest na statement ni Trump sa Truth Social niya, mga kababayan, ito yung sabi niya about Iran. Sabi ni Trump, their air defense niya, Air Force, Navy, leadership is gone. They want to talk. I said, too late na. Huli na niya yung pag-uusap. Noon, nag-offer kami ng talks, ayaw ninyo makipag-negotiate sa amin. Ngayon na niya, it's too late. O ngayon, ito yung latest na balita din mula sa Middle East. Breaking news ngayon mula sa Al Arabiya sources. A number of Iranian attacks on Saudi Arabia came from Iraq. So ang ibig sabihin, di ba yung Iraq kaaway ng Iran? Ibig sabihin, kumampi yung Iraq sa Iran. So hindi pa natin alam kung ito propaganda o totoong istorya. Diba? So wag muna tayong magkomento kasi ang objective talaga po ng Iran o matake sa mga Gulf states para i-blame sa Israel and America para bumaliktad yung mga kalyado. Malamang panggatong ito, mga kababayan. Sowing confusion para maglabo-labo kasi desperado ng masyado ang Iran ngayon. Anyway, bantayan natin yung mga developments. As I was telling you, parte ito, mga kababayan, sa biblical prophecy that wars and rumors of war will come. So pag-usapan natin in brief, mga kababayan, yung Persia, the modern Iran, and prophecy. Sabi nga, nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. So the Islamic Confederacy, mga kababayan, was foretold thousands of years ago in Ezekiel 38:5. So Ezekiel 38:5 describes Persia, Kush, referring to Ethiopia, Sudan, and put Libya, North Africa as part of a massive coalition armed with shields and helmets.